I'm Louis Cole, and back in 2015, I bought an amazing converted school bus from a guy in Mexico called Pablo. He had won it in a raffle from a German couple, Felix and Mowgli, who had made a documentary called Expedition Happiness of them converting it and driving it down from Alaska to Mexico. I flew down to Mexico with 3 friends, and we had an epic road trip back up to California, where the bus lived for a couple of years with my friend Cam on the streets of Venice. During that time, I took it on a few fun road trips, but never really got to live in it full time. It was then parked up for a few years, and after a failed attempt at making some money as an Airbnb, I decided to rescue the bus, and me and my fiancée Raya decided to take to the road and move into it full time. In this series, I'm documenting all of my DIY projects and upgrades I'm doing to our skoolie, from building a custom roof rack and deck to converting the fuel system to run on veggie oil. I'll be carrying out these projects whilst on the road as me and my fiancée Raya travel the US and eventually down to Costa Rica to start building our dream house on a plot of land we have in an eco-village. You can also follow our travel vlogs of the trip on our couples channel, Raya and Louis, linked in the description. So it's a few weeks before me and Raya are moving onto the bus and starting our adventure. The bus has been very well used since I was last on here, and there's a few things that need to be fixed up. One of which is the water heater. It's been leaking, and also the floor under the water heater has got a lot of water damage to it, so we're going to try and rip that up, or at least have a look. So don't really know what I'm doing, but Sia's here to help me out.
Man, you got your work cut out for you.
Yeah, look at that. That is rotted. If I turn off the water, so now all of the pipes are pressurized now, like
yes.
Including this one. There's pressure running into here.
Now it started leaking.
It is leaking. This could be broken then, you think? Guys, this is the issue. This is where the water runs in from either the hose or the tank underneath the bus. This shouldn't be happening. This is like an overflow valve, but that's just like a standard amount of water pressure, so there's something up. That's what we're trying to figure out. I mean, I feel like I've really...
You really jammed it in there?
I think I've tightened it pretty hard. Oh! Right, we didn't have the camera rolling, but it just completely exploded. So, yeah, I think it's snapped, right?
Yeah.
I feel like this is going to be the first of many issues, but that's part of the fun. That's the whole adventure, fixing stuff. So I think I'm going to try and clean this bus with a power washer. I don't think it's been cleaned in like 3 years. It's like spider webs, there's dust everywhere. This definitely needs a clean. And I think once we've cleaned it, it'll be easier to see where there's damage, because I know I hit a few trees on the way out last time. So I need to replace a few of these guys. Look how filthy these solar panels are. Crazy because this layer of dirt is really caked on. It's like years of baked on dirt and grime, which is it's taken ages. This must have taken me at least half an hour, if not 45 minutes, just to do the roof. So probably got a couple more hours to do the whole bus. Okay, first task today is I need to fix this thing. This is a mess. This fitting snapped. This is all rotten under here. And then I'm gonna take all this off. How's that looking? All right, let's start. This is what is revealed, is this horrifically rotted floor where this fitting has been just dripping and leaking for months. Once we're living on here, I think if there are little issues like this, we can catch them earlier and not end up with that. I'm just gonna have to rip this all out and get in a new piece of wood that size. I've successfully ripped out this rotten wood. Wow, look at that. Yes. Whoa. I knew it wasn't secured on, but that is crazy. Whoa, it wasn't even screwed in the bottom. Nutty. Okay. What I'm struggling to figure out is how to remove this. I don't think it unscrews. This is the replacement. I don't know how that connects, but it kind of looks like it pushes in. Oh yeah, cool. So I've got the replacement. I just put in the new O-ring, took it off that one. And now I'm just putting some new plumbing tape. So plumbing tape is this kind of white, very, very thin kind of plastic tape that goes around the joints and keeps it sealed. So it adds a bit of extra tightness to it all and just kind of water seals it. So this, basically, this connector gets clipped in with this, which slides in here. There you go. Nice. So that should be sealed now. Okay, I think it's all put back together. Don't know what that noise is. Let's put it back in place. Okay, right, moment of truth. This is where we were getting the leak before. There you go, it's turned on. Yeah, it's great. So that's warm water. Oh, that's so good. It's boiling water. Oh guys, we did it. We freaking did it. We should be able to just run cold water straight from the tap. And then as soon as you do hot water again, hot water heater kicks in. We got hot. And then the other thing we need to check is the shower. Yeah, that's hot water. That's great. That is fantastic news. Fantastic. I need to see whether the water pump's working and whether we can fill up the water tank underneath. Use that instead, because obviously when we're on the road we won't have a hose attached, only when we're parked up at like RV parks and stuff. But most of the time I kind of want to rough it. I kind of want to be out in the wilderness and national parks and parked up in amazing places. And then when we really need a bit more luxury, we can stop at RV parks. I've just bought a sheet of plywood. I'm going to cut that to size and put that back in the base of the cupboard where it all kind of rotted. I've also bought a workbench so I can have a stable platform to cut on, and it's got these little grips and vices to hold everything in place. I got a miter saw for all of this that we're using on the roof, and then I've got my circular saw here that I think I'm going to use to cut plywood. So hopefully this all goes to plan.
Closet. It's so much better than before.
And then we can put some boxes down there or something, some storage maybe.
Shoes.
Shoes.
Yeah.
Something I've noticed is the fresh water tank, which will be feeding our sink and shower and stuff like that, might need to be cleaned. It looks like there's some scum in the bottom of it, which isn't good. Also, at some stage, it got bloated and bent this metal bracket which has been holding it in place. So I'm gonna replace this with maybe some thicker metal. I'm gonna have to undo these connections, I guess, and then slip it out, and then we can see, I don't know if you can see this, yeah, let's check it out. I don't know what that is, so I'm gonna have a figure out whether we can put some cleaning solution in or something. This is really rusted on. I think I'm gonna angle grind it off. Interesting. Today I have a friend arriving to help me make a plan for the roof rack on the bus. It's a little bit daunting. I've been watching a few videos on how to do it. Basically it's going to involve bolting some vertical pillars from the window frame, or alternatively bolting through the roof and then welding a huge steel frame which we can then put some cross beams on and maybe some decking, have some kind of secure space to mount some boxes, because we are fully moving out of our house. We're obviously going to sell some things, maybe put a few things in storage, but there's still a ton of stuff which won't fit in the underneath storage. So that's the plan. That's what I'm hoping to get done in the next like 10 days before we leave. So I don't know if I've left enough time, but let's see. Look at the size compared to my van. I mean, the dream would be to convert this bus to electric, but I don't think the battery technology's there yet. You would need so many battery modules to do it. So heavy. What I am planning to do is put a veggie oil tank in and have it so I can run the bus from vegetable oil, which will be a lower carbon footprint, a little bit greener. So that's one of the projects I'm going to be doing over the next few months, which I'm very excited about. This is Swig, he's helping me figure it all out. Just measuring up right now and figuring out how much we need. It's 30 feet by 7.5 feet that we're going to build.
We're going to start it right behind this seam and then have the big ones come and go over that.
Yeah.
And the reason, so they'll stick out a hair, but then that plate that I was talking about,
yeah,
it'll be exposed so we can get to these bolts.
Perfect. Now, one of the things we need to do to prep is I need to remove these solar panels that are currently mounted. So I have decided to take these brackets off the solar panels and lift the solar panels so I can see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to decide whether it's worth removing these brackets, because they're all kind of weather sealed. I'm also struggling today because I fell off my longboard like 4 days ago and hit my ribs, and I've got bruised ribs, and it's just very, very painful. The metal has arrived for the roof rack. 20-foot long steel tubes, which I'm about to carry over there. Today is the first day of the roof rack build. We have the metal.
These are the rails that are existing on the bus.
Yeah.
And these pieces are those big tubes.
And then this is where we'll put plates and bolt through.
Exactly. So these guys will have a little plate like that with the bolts going through on each side. And those plates are going to distribute the weight and be anchor points.
This is the little portable welder that I bought. Hopefully this will do the job. So small, it's amazing. So this welder doesn't need gas, so it's just taking one of those extra elements out of the equation. Otherwise it's like, if I'm on the road needing to fix welds and stuff, I have to find gas canisters, all of that jazz. And this trigger essentially just turns those wheels, right? It
turns those wheels, but it also connects the circuit, so then there's electricity going through.
Yeah, okay, cool. If you're wondering why Swig's wearing motorcycle gear to weld, he's just about to head off in his motorbike.
Safety gear.
We thought it'd run back quickly and we'll just check the welder actually works.
Okay, oh, we're working.
All good?
So I turn it off, the fan goes for sector steer.
Yeah, nice.
Cool.
Cool, what a fun little welder. That's gonna be fun getting to to improve my welding skills.
Yeah.
Doing a little test weld.
So this will.
Oh, you're just gonna tack a little spot weld on the side there.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, these goggles are great. Whew. Apparently my face is a bit filthy. We are making good progress. We've built pretty much like a third of the main frame. Swig is going to weld that top beam on to mirror that, and then it's probably about the maximum weight for us to lift it in one go. We can like rest it on the roof, get it up there, and then we can weld the other sections and kind of fit it all together. That's the plan. I love this stuff. This is so fun. Can't wait to reap the rewards of having a rooftop deck on the bus as well. It's going to be amazing for our travels.
See, like with these guys, you could totally crank on them.
Yeah.
With the plastic ones, you can get it tight, but you put a lot of weight on that.
So I think we have our first fairly major mismeasurement, I think, because the frame's so big, just a slight angle change so it's not square can amplify by the other end. So we're about 2 inches off on the squareness of the frame. So we're just making some adjustments. Might have to redo some welds, but it's nothing we can't fix.
I mean, look, if you look here, if you look at like that, see how far off it is?
Oh yeah, wow. Oh yeah, that's pretty major.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's only 2 weld joints
Yeah,
we need to
it's
redo.
not a big deal. I mean, like, this shit happens all the time.
Yeah, this is part of it.
More so like when you're working on ground that's
Yeah.
all fucking...
Because we are racing against the clock to get the bus ready in the next couple days, I've had a few friends show up. Evan, Max, Swig still helping, Ryan cutting the metal. We've got a lot going on. We've got welding going on, the leaf blower on the roof, we've got the saw, and then drilling some bolt holes ready to bolt onto the roof. Just positioning the side rails.
And basically touching there.
Okay.
But then this one is gonna go underneath. Well, right in between, see there's like rivets on both sides?
Yeah. And then are we gonna weld just here?
We'll weld this onto this.
Yeah.
So this will be at an angle and we'll just weld the corner.
Okay. Day 2 of the roof rack build on the bus. We are up early. We've got to build the rest of this metal frame, weld it in position and bolt it to the top of the bus. So before we put this frame that's going to hold the decking permanently on, we need to figure out why these skylights are leaking. And I've just noticed here there's some pretty major cracks. So the moment when it rains, water just drips onto the bed, and the same on that side. We're going to seal it up with some silicone. And then I just found this as well. I think this will hopefully solve our problems, but we'll see. Because there's going to be like a little hole here to pop out of for the decking. I almost feel like we should put decking on the top as well, so when you pop out and close it, it goes back to...
Oh yeah, like decking right on the...
Yeah, I don't know if that's possible, but... Cool. The neighbours, which are across from this area that we're doing the work, complained about the noise.
They don't like these.
Yeah, which I understand. We're like drilling metal and sawing and stuff, so we need to get out of here ASAP. So there's no more complaints. And Amir, my friend who has this property, has been very kind. So if you're watching, thank you for letting us do all of this here. So yeah, we're kind of rushing to get this completed as soon as possible. Moment of truth.
There we go. It's gonna purr like a kitten.